Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is May 18, 2021, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the US dollar continues to weaken and possibly making new lows for the year. But first, looking at the major economic events of the day, just one event. At 4 o'clock South African time out of Great Britain, we have the Bank of England Governor Baily will be speaking later today. And looking at the various markets, starting out with the currencies, the British pound leads versus the US dollar as it strengthens versus the USD. In terms of the indices, both the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones continue to bounce. And in terms of commodities, oil back on its record highs at $66 a barrel and gold trading higher. Now looking at the stocks, JP Morgan actually trading on record highs at 163. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin still flat, but okay, we're going to take a look at that in just a second. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD at a daily. We're going to go in a 4-hour chart and a 1-hour chart in just a second to show us how high this has gotten. So we're making back what we lost back in March, okay, from March 12th down to this V formation, and it even looks like we're going to continue making it higher, possibly into this 122.70-ish level. So we do have a bona fide resistance-ish level right here. But if we look at an hour chart, let's take a look at that at a 4-hour and then at an hour chart. You can see we're pushing ahead that quite aggressively right now as the morning is starting. Look at that, 121.89. And if we continue above this and sustain it, we could see it further incline versus the US dollar and the dollar getting weaker. Looking at the GBP USD also on its highs, okay, after hitting this record high in February into March, we're now challenging that 141.88-ish level, and that's 142-ish level. But if we break that, okay, if we continuously break it, which looks like it, okay, we're going to pound back to this 143-ish level. Looking at the gold, okay, gold has been really trading very well recently and just very strong. Every time it's retraced, even to this 1813-ish level, pushed even higher to this 1871, and now we are at resistance-ish level. 1877 is resistance. So if we break that, we could see back to being in the 1960-ish area. You know, that is a big gap to fill, but nevertheless, remember, gold has really been very strong. And since we're having inflationary issues and inflationary concerns, usually gold is the one to take it higher. Now, looking at oil, on its record highs at 66.57, yearly record highs, that is, after the debacle from last year. And we see that we're pushing ahead here. So we do have significant resistance at the 66.56. However, if we do breach it, that does look like we'll go to $70 a barrel. Now, that's been a first for almost 2 years. So that's something to really consider as this is heading higher. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, pushing higher right here at 34,410 right now. Okay, we did have a high of 35,000. If we look at the individual stocks, it's really JP Morgan trading at 164-ish level right here. All-time record highs. Alcoa just trading behind it. But the rotation is happening, okay? The standard, the old school kind of stocks, you know, the banks, the conglomerates are all making new highs, while the tech stocks they're bouncing, okay, but they're not making record highs, okay? Because if we look at the NASDAQ right here, you could see that divergence happening in real time. 13,400 down from our 14,000. Yeah, we're down about 600 points. But when we look at the individual stocks, they're trading pretty much apart with the markets. Okay, we're looking at Apple right here trading at 124. Amazon pushing up higher, didn't break that 3,100. If we look at Facebook, also trading about 1313 off of its highs of 326. And lastly, Microsoft, okay, a little bit down, but close enough to its all-time highs. So what's the outlook? Okay, we are in the middle to end of May, which becomes a little bit more sporadic and more erratic in terms of the moves and less volume. So in terms of the direction of the markets, it still looks like the Dow Jones is going to go higher, or at least because of the bank stocks, which are leading it higher. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, this is what I'm saying, is that we pretty much consolidated at this 42,000-ish level, okay? Down from our 60,000, okay? That's almost 20,000 1,000 points over retracement. Now it's reluctant here and it's consolidating at the upper range. So if we do see a little bit of a spike, we may continue that spike up until that 46,700-ish level as a subsequent resistance-ish level as we breach that as well. So, this is really news oriented. It's news driven kind of trading. So, Bitcoin's not going away. It might have been put in the back burner for now, but it's not going away. So something to consider later today. If it does continue breaching this higher end at 45,700-ish level, then we could possibly see it breach that 46,000 on the upper end. However, just be aware, we are at the top of the range here of a really choppy kind of market. If we're looking at a 1 hour chart, that's a really choppy kind of market. So I would hold off to actually purchase this until this does show further strength into this area. However, okay, and this is the however part, we are at that top of the range, and that's usually a correctional move on the downside as well. So nothing really jumping at me at this stage, but if it does breach this 47,000, that may be a possible entry point on the upside. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.